what's up YouTube? Welcome to today's video. And I know a lot of people right now are probably looking into the next build that they potentially want to play, but they're kind of dreading having to level it. So if you see here, this is a 2-hour melee tweak run by Killer, and it is pretty fast, but look at all the preparation work. He has bought up pretty much all of the gems he'll need, and I'm pretty sure he's using Hollow Palm. And as I've done in the past, I have made Hollow Palm builds. But I found out there is actually almost a way faster, especially if you're not really good at the game and you don't really know layouts that well. And it is pretty enlightening to see that you can actually buy your way to get leveled through the campaign. So this is me. Now I have someone running me through the axe. Now the big problem here is I actually know the layout of the maps a little bit better than he does. So this one wasn't the fastest map, the fastest act rush in the world, but just to let you know, there is an act rush out there. It's the same as 5 ways, and even though it is more expensive, or it's way more expensive than if you just bought a set of twink leveling gear, it is definitely worth it if you don't really like the campaign, you just want to autopilot. And more importantly, it is good if you want to meet your one true love or friend in the game. And who knows, maybe the person that you're buying the leveling service provider from will be your next best friend, and that's probably one of the most important things in life. And PoE does allow you to find a lot of friendships, right? So basically, I was deciding to level up my 4th or 5th Magic Find character to the league, but I was kind of bored of leveling, and the biggest problem was I was going to be leveling on Champion, the king of Spectral Helix for leveling, and also the king of Falling Asleep while leveling. I despise playing Spectral Helix after I played it like 3 times already this league. So I decided I was maybe going to do Hollow Palm. Now, I knew Hollow Palm was pretty fast. It's around like 2 hours roughly if you're super good with the layouts. But I wanted something a little bit faster and a little bit more autopilot. And here's the Hollow Palm jewel if you want to use it to level. Now, I stumbled upon something because someone in my chat mentioned, why don't you let me run you through the campaign, get it all done for you. I'll get you level 60 and it'll take you like 2 hours. And I was like, wow, that sounds kind of too good to be true. So, I mean, he did the service for me. It was a little bit longer than that, purely because he wasn't the most knowledgeable about the layouts. And I found this really cool thing, which is there is a service provider. So if you actually go on TFT and it's in the services section, this is where people sell the Ashling. And you look at Rush. Control F Rush into here. So let's go here, Control F Rush. And you will see that there's a lot of people selling it. Now, there's people selling it for cheaper. There's people selling it for more expensive. But basically, the general gist is that there's 2 different types of service, right? Full service with leveling and full service without leveling. So without leveling is a lot faster. And some of these people say they can even do it in 60 to 90 minutes. And that's pretty fast. Like, without leveling, it means they'll give you all of the skill points, they'll give you all of the pantheons, but you won't be leveling. Now, in order to level, to get to level 60, what has to happen is that you have to run alongside with them as they run to the boss. Now, a lot of this also depends on you. If you're like a Papega and you're just waiting around in town and you don't take their TP, it's still going to take a little bit longer. So you have to be on your toes, ready to take the TP, ready to run through the zone. But that's something to keep in mind. Now, the price is pretty variant. I think the cheapest price you could possibly find is probably 1 divine per act with leveling. Now, for the better people or the more reputable people, they do charge up to 1.5, sometimes even 2 divines per act for full rush leveling. And this does bring the cost to an astronomical 20 divines. So this is probably the most expensive one, but his post looks pretty nice, right? He even has the blue car emoji. And he has this thing, yes sir. So this guy is probably legit. So 10 divines, full act 10, 1 divine per act. Does give you all the pantheons, but no leveling. And then with leveling, 20 divines, full 10 act, 2 divines per act. So in the end, it really depends on how good the rusher is at reading layouts, if you're wondering how long it takes. So this person says 90 to 100 minutes, 3 hours. Some people actually promise, this guy doesn't even say the time. This guy says, where's the time on this? Average time complete 2 hours. So that's pretty fast. Maybe less if you're cooperative. So here, 2 to 2.5 hours. So it's around 2 and 2.5 hours. So all of these people can pretty much turn you into Killer is basically what I'm seeing here. Some of the people are a lot slower at 3 hours. So this person actually offers 150 to 180 minutes. So I think the fastest you could possibly expect it is around 2 to 2.5 hours. And if you're really lucky or you get someone who has like map hack or something, and there are some people who run it while running these services, then you can probably get into the 90 minutes to a 2 hour range. Now you might be wondering, why is this service so expensive? Why does it cost so much money for someone to just rush me through the campaign? Well, there's a saying in life, time is money, or money is time. I don't really know what it is. I think it's time is money, but time is money, right? This is probably one of the most boring things to do in the game. Who wants to actually run through the campaign over and over and over again? It's the same thing as 5-ways. 5-ways are expensive because it's one of the most boring things in the game to do. Who wants to run around in a circle or sit there in the same spot, shooting around in a circle over and over again? And the campaign is probably even worse because 5-ways, at least you can see what jewel drops. You can get some nice dopamine hit from seeing a really expensive timeless jewel or maybe a unique. Now, this thing can take up to 3 hours. Some of these people are actually saying it's taking them 2 to 3 hours to finish it. And most players can probably farm 5 divines or 3 divines or 6 divines, somewhere around there. So taking up to 3 hours, it would be 15 hours of them grinding. So they would be able to make 15 to 20 hours normally if they were just playing the game and not rushing you. So therefore, like, even though the price 10 to 20 divines seems pretty crazy, in terms of the time saved, if you're really bad at the campaign, and some people are really bad at the campaign, you could be doing the campaign in 6 to 8 hours, and this could be saving you 5 hours of your life. And 5 hours spent farming is, you could easily make more than 10 to 15 divines, right? So some players even provide a full set of leveling and XP gear. A lot of people don't really like buying leveling gear before they start leveling. And it does take a lot of time. You have to whisper everyone for Tabula. You need a gold rim. You need to buy a hollow palm jewel. So in the end, it's kind of expensive because it's a lot of convenience for you. And it's really, really bad for them. And that's really boring. And it actually takes up a lot of their time of their life. So that's why I do think the price is kind of justified in a weird way. Now, this is probably the $1 million question out there, and this is, should you buy it? Now, if you're already really fast through the campaign, then an act boost is probably not really necessary. If you're already doing normal campaign in 3.5 hours, then if you buy a hollow palm jewel, you could probably do it in 2.5 on any ascendancy pretty much. So it really depends on how good of a player you are. But if you're doing the acts in like 6 hours or 7 hours, even with twink gear, then getting a leveling boost is 100% worth it. Also matters how rich you are in the game. If you only have like 20 divines net worth, then you shouldn't be buying a leveling service that is using 100% of your money. And also how good you are at reading layouts, and this pretty much goes into how good you are at doing the campaign. Now, this is probably one of the most egregious things, which is, why are there so many dead ends? So I think this person is complaining that this layout has a bunch of dead ends. Well, this layout is kind of just bricked, right? Oh, wait, this layout, I don't even know what happened to this layout. Oh, he's talking about how there's dead ends at every single space. So there's dead end here, 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 dead end here. There's pretty much dead ends everywhere. If you do a lot of acts, though, you do start knowing the layouts a little bit better. A lot of people hate Belly of the Beast level 2. So let me know down in the comments below what is actually your most hated layout while doing the campaign. I kind of really despise the place you have to run to before the Rotting Core in Act 9. Pretty much because it's really dangerous and it has a lot of dead ends. And you can pretty much consider this service as the 5-way service for the campaign. It does save you a lot of time if you're slow of the campaign, but it doesn't save you that much time if you're already really good at the campaign, if you already buy leveling gear, because the guy still has to run through the acts too. Now, keep in mind that you still have to run with the person if you want levels. So if you look at me right here, I still have to run with him. And this is what happens if you want to finish the service and get level 60. And that's just something that has to happen. So I actually wonder what builds they actually play. My service provider, I didn't buy it from TFT. He was just a stream viewer, was actually running Spark. So it's actually not too bad. But I think for the best service providers, they would probably be running some sort of Herald of Thunder, Auto Bomber. So they're pretty much killing as they are running. Now, overall, it is about the friends you meet along the way. Who knows? Maybe one of these people right here, say Kurai or Bagad or Senna, could be your next best friend. And who knows, right? I don't know if they go on a voice call with you, or if that actually costs more. Maybe if you go on a voice call or something, it's one divine extra because of the intimacy aspect, or if they just talk and chat to you. Now, the campaign is actually a lot faster when you kill bosses. I haven't really realized this, but yeah, the campaign goes a lot faster when you pretty much instantly one phase every single boss. And some people actually rush more than one person at once. So imagine you can have a whole group orgy or something, right? Or not a group, whole group, friend group. Misspoke right there, but basically some people actually charge you less if there's a lot of people in a group and they do more people at once. As I said, am curious about how many clients a day these people get. The only thing worse than 5 ways I can imagine is running people through the axe over and over and over again. If you're looking for a currency money making method and you want to make some new friends, I highly recommend you try this out. I'm not really sure how many people these people get, but it is an interesting way of making money. And it's also the fastest way, I think, to level up, especially if the person is good. If the person is good and they have full min-max gear, they can probably get you to level 60 in roughly 90 to 120 minutes. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this has enlightened you to the dark side of Lovely and how you can get faster. But thanks for watching. I hope you find more mirrors, exalted orbs, and mage bloods and divines than me. And see you next time. Bye.